Alright, what up YouTube? Doomnyc here with another deck profile. This one is deck profile number 20. So, can't believe I've made this many deck profiles, but here it is. This is Monarchs for the new format. I know everybody is talking Monarchs because the format, people saying the format's slower. It's not really slower, but Monarchs definitely going to be big with Cyber Dragon at 3, Treeborn at 3, so yeah, let me show you guys what your Monarch deck should look like nowadays. 3 Caius is just, he's too good, you tribute a monster, this guy, remove one, just effect is way too broken and must in a lot of different decks. 2 Theslos, hand control, great this format. Like back row is really safe, so I like him being able to disrupt the cards in their hand. Like this is really good, especially late game, when you get to play this, the card that they had in their hand to save them like really gets messed up. Two rises, definitely not 3 because Theslos is too good. If you were gonna run another Monarch at 3, it would be Theslos, but I wanted to run 2 rises just for putting stuff back on top of their deck. So really good mix-up strategy. 1 Prime, my last Monarch build had 2, but now it's a little bit different. 1 Prime material is good enough. You only need so much negation. This deck is just so powerhouse right now. It's just crazy. 1 Gores, just in case they black rose the field, then you can play this and tribute it off next turn. Breaker, 1 Breaker. You could run more of these. This is probably like gonna be the biggest monster in the new format. Him being at 3 and also being able to destroy 1 in the back row is like so good right now. Breaker is like really key, and he's really good in Monarch decks. Like that's a really good play. Here's the engine of the deck. 3 Cyber Dragon. Basically, it's a free special summon, and you can, the best play like first turn, like after they like set like a Dark Soul or something, you can special summon this, then play Caius, remove the Dark Soul, and then attack. Like that's a really good play. That's Cyber Dragon is so good. 3 Treeborn Frogs. Like my boy Kevin Silver said, he doesn't know what they were thinking making this back at 3. I don't know either. I think Treeborn Frog is way too broken to be at 3, but right now it's at 3, so let's abuse it. Monarch players, this is your key card. Chaos Sorcerer, gotta run this. I'm not running Dark Armed because you can't run Dark Armed right now, and actually Dark Armed is not great this format just because of how much back row can be set. But Chaos Sorcerer is great because multiple reasons in this deck. 1, he's a special summon, so he could always get tributed off. Like let's just say you remove your Cyber Dragon and a Dark Monster, you remove a Stardust Dragon, you can't attack, but you can tribute for Caius, remove from play their Mirror Force and then attack for 24. Like that's really good in the deck. Your tuners, 2 Krebons and a Plague Spreader. I'm not running Gale just because you're running so many level 6s that it would be conflicting, but the Cyber Dragons with the Gale would have worked really good, but unfortunately this deck already has 20 monsters. If I wanted, I could probably take out the Prime material and put in a Gale, but I think this engine right here, it works really good. So that's the monsters, the spells, staple spells, Mirror, Dark Hole, obvious, E-Telly for your 2 Krebons, Foolish Burial, of course. You're running 3 Treeborn Frogs, you gotta run that. And you can, if you got the 3 in the grave already, you can run Plague. 2 Soul Exchange, obvious. Monarchs, 2 Book. My Body to protect your Monarchs from all the back rows, especially Bottomless Trap Hole. This will save your butt. 1 Enemy Controller. This is like a tech for the deck, and it's actually really good for playing tricks on your opponent. Like your opponent will play, a big card on the field, that's like really hard to, you know, get rid of. And your Treeborn Frog comes back, you put it you put it on the field, you play enemy controller, you take their monster, and then you contribute it off for Caius. Like, that's really good play. Then back row stuff, 2 MSTs and a giant Trunade. That's the spells. A lot of spells in this deck. Traps, we got Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot, great, especially, you know, more hand control in the deck. 2 Divine Wrath, and this is basically for the Black Rose play, like really good. And when I say Black Rose, I mean it can be used for when Black Rose is blowing up the field, or, you know, that new X-Saber play with Debris Dragon. That's a really big play. So when Debris Dragon comes on the field, uses its effect, Divine Wrath, Debris Dragon, no more. That's what this card is going to be really good in the deck. 2 Bottomless staple cards. Torrential, I like Torrential a lot because of the fact of Treeborn Frog, you know, coming back all the time, so you get to use this free without wasting a monster. That's really good. And 1 Solemn Judgment. No Deep Prisons, no Mirror Force, because it's not really needed. Mirror Force is actually probably not going to be played that much, just because people that still run Starlight Road will not only have 1 card to use that on, and that's Dark Hole. If you already played your Dark Hole, their Starlight Road in their hand pretty much becomes a dead card. So that's why that's really good. Side deck. 2 Crows, not as good anymore with Treeborn at 3, but you can remove Dark Soul, which is like a big plus. 2 Thunder King, same thing, mostly for X-Saber decks. 2 System Down Machinas. 1 Pot, I like being able to recycle Tuners and Monarchs in this deck. It's really good. 2 Pulling for the mirror match. You can't use Mask of Restrict, obviously, so you use Pulling the Rug. That works really good. 2 Malevolent Catastrophe for more back row destruction. 1 Starlight Road for yourself, side deck it of course. 2 Dust Tornado again for back row, and 1 Royal Oppression. That was the side extra deck. Catastor, really hard to bring out a level 5 in this deck, but run it just in case. You know, you never know, you might brain control like a level 3 or something. You never, I mean, not brain control, sorry, Monster Reborn. Goyo, Bryonic, staple stuff, you know. 2 Black Rose. Arcanite, just in case, because like if they play a Gale and it goes to the grave, I will Monster Reborn that with my Breaker, destroy a back row, and then sink for this. Really, really big play. 2 Chimera Techs, obvious. Colossal. Thought Ruler, I really like Thought Ruler this format. I think he's gonna make a really big comeback. It's gonna be really good. 2 Stardust Dragon, you know, gotta definitely have that. 2 Dark Ends, you know, tell you guys, get that Shonen Jump issue. You gotta get this. This is too good not to have. He gets rid of Stardust Dragon like so easy you wouldn't believe, and a miss for him. Alright, so that was my Monarch deck for the new format. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, YouTube, peace.